Fantasy drafts are coming up this week. Which Rangers fit your draft strategy? We'll tell you right now.
He goes to the net. He scores! He scores! The Rangers win!
Okay, so you're going into your fantasy draft and you're a loyal Blue Shirt fan, but you kind of don't know which guys to go with, and you might end up selecting Philip Hedl in the first round. That would be a bit of a mistake. So, I'm here to tell you which guys are worth taking, where they're slotted, and a couple surprises, maybe even a sleeper to go with. And here are our fantasy picks for the New York Rangers. Artemy Panera became the third New York Ranger to be nominated for the Hart Trophy, and there was a good reason for that. The winger posted career highs in goals and assists, 32 goals and 63 assists in only 69 games for 95 points. Now consider this. His primary line mates were Jesper Fast and Ryan Strome. Not exactly Hall of Famers that he's playing with. So, insert either Kakko or Alexei Lafreniere, and he is going to blow up this year. The numbers per game, because I know there's only 56 games this year, could dwarf what he did last year. Expect him to do a lot better and take him in your top 5. Is he a top 3? With only 24 power play points, he falls behind McKinnon, Draisaitl, and Connor McDavid. I would take him probably 4th. Mikas Banijad led the NHL with .72 goals per game in the brief season that he had, because remember, he lost a month because of a concussion. The only question is he a first rounder? The Banijad's production was consistent throughout the season in 5-on-5 and on the power play, where he had 27 points. So you can go get him with that. There are other centers you could jump ahead of him with, but he could be a late second round addition that could really help your club. This year, take into account, he'll be paired with either Kakko or Alexei Lafreniere. And sky's the limit right after that. He could turn in the best season of his career very easily. He had 72 points last year. Go get him. When it comes to Alexei Lafreniere, draft with your head and not your heart. The potential for a late round production with him is outstanding. In most drafts, he's going at an average of 124th pick overall. Lafreniere is going to have good matchups, but the question is, where is he going to fit on either power play? Right now in training camp, we don't even know. Ryan Strome can be in the first power play unit, and Alexei Lafreniere can be on the second power play unit. Where he slots in is going to be very important, so don't go all in right away. In most drafts, I was able to take him in the 9th round or the 8th round. If it's a dynasty draft, different story. Feel free to reach. Try to wait as long as you can. Think about last year. The first month of the season, Jacob Trouba began as the number 1 power play point man. Within a month, D'Angelo unseated him, and he blossomed to have a career high in stats. He would post 15 goals, 4th among defensemen, and 53 points. One thing to look for is his 10.1 shooting percentage. That was well above his 3.6% in the previous season. So you got to figure some of that goal total came from a bit of a fluky time. However, what I can tell you is, watching D'Angelo, he constantly goes to the front of the net. Can D'Angelo produce like he did last year? That's the big question. It's going to be go out and go prove it. And if he doesn't, Adam Fox is waiting in the wings to take over. D'Angelo's also willing to drop the gloves, which could get you some extra penalty minutes if you need them. Keep that in mind as well. Around the same time that Tony DeAngelo is being drafted, Adam Fox is coming off the boards as well. Fox had 11 power play points, with the majority of it being on the second unit. And he was a plus 22 with Ryan Lindgren playing very well with him. Fox could get even better this season. The question is whether or not he'll be the top power play point man if he could supplant D'Angelo, either because of ineffectiveness or injury. We're going to find this out soon enough. Igor Shesterkin is getting plenty of love among fantasy nerds with his, brief rookie season. Shesterkin was 10-2 with a .932 save percentage in the 12 games that he played. He was a perfect 6-0 in the month of February. The key part is going to be whether or not he can replicate that production, and also whether or not he's going to be in a strict platoon with Alexander Georgiev. You could draft Georgiev in the late rounds to try to balance this out just in case Shesterkin slips. But going 60th overall in most Yahoo drafts, you're going to have to go get him kind of early, or at least earlier than what you want. Chris Kreider finished in the top 75 players in fantasy hockey with 24 goals and a +13 while being one of the leaders in hits per game with 1.3. Now, I am the president of the Chris Kreider fan club, and I'm not going to declare that suddenly he's going to score his first 30-goal season, which he should have had 2 years ago. But he plays on the New York Rangers, which has the 7th-ranked power play, and it's only going to get better. Banijad and Panarin are going to take plenty of shots, and if they don't go in the net, who's going to clean them up? That's Chris Kreider's job. So expect a better power play result out of him and more power play stats. With an average draft pick of 216, Kakko could be the biggest sleeper in the draft. How do you ever think the number 2 draft pick in last year's draft could possibly be a sleeper, and let alone drafted in the 216s? Well, the Rangers have an abundance of talent, and you don't know where Kakko's going to be. However, he was shooting a lot more when he was in the Carolina series. It's unclear which power play unit Kakko is going to be on right now, but the one thing is kind of certain. The Rangers might have 2 good power play units, and if that's the case, Kakko will be a solid addition on the 2nd unit. So, take a late round flyer on him and put him on the bench. If he produces, bring him up. If he doesn't, send him down. It's that easy. Okay, so bargain basement shopping. You knew you have 50 points out of Ryan Strome last year. He's going to be centering the Artemy Panera line with either, as I keep saying, Kakko or Alexis Lafreniere. So go ahead and go get him. Pavel Buchnevich could be a very reliable player. If any injury happens and he's been demoted, he's the first one to go back up, either with the Panarin line, or Buchnevich can move back up to the Kreider Banijad line where they've been playing together since 2016. Also, Quinn is more in favor of moving the players that he knows up in the lineup. Just look at Jesper Fast. So that's our fantasy watch for the New York Ranger players. If there's any that I forgot, put them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, follow us on Instagram. We post articles on Facebook from Forever Blue Shirts, a great New York Rangers blog. So until the next time.